Welcome to Make It Last with Jaf and Kas. I'm your host, Harry Cassell.
Jafari Roberts.
Jamaal Corleone today with the big team.
That's right.
Joining us today is Jamaal, no Sayoff, because he is in Orlando, so
Still.
we have a very accurate representation of what Sayoff would say in every situation.
We tried our best.
With a giant black man. Before we get to any jokes or any sports talk today, I just want to say Stephen A's mom passed away this week. Whether you agree or disagree with some of the stances that Stephen A has on sports, he is very passionate, and this is one of his favorite time of years, and it is tainted by the passing of his mother. So prayers from the whole Make It Last cast and Jamaal.
Yes, really and truly, rest in peace. I mean, if you know Stephen A, you know he's very close with his mother, so it's so sad to hear that news.
Like Harry said, no matter what you feel about his opinions, at the end of the day, we all have a mom, and when she passed away, one of the worst times I can imagine for someone's life. So rest in peace to Stephen A's mom, and well wishes to him.
100%. Let's move on. Let's go to some ridiculous sports, as we always do. So this week in sports, we have the Mets mascot, aka Mr. Met, caught basically flipping a guy off. Just on film, on camera. I mean, he has 4 fingers, but he did probably the best job he could do with 4 fingers to flip someone off.
Jafari, as someone from New York, would you say that a mascot flipping off a fan just kind of encapsulates what New York is all about?
As someone who's from the Bronx, New York, I would say that someone flipping off as a Mets mascot thing, and Yankees mascots wouldn't need to do that because we have 27 titles. We're pretty happy over here. And we're really good this year, too.
The dynasty.
All right, in Stanley Cup news, the Predators won Saturday night, their first win of the Stanley Cup Finals to bring it 2-1. And I'm going to be very real with y'all. We don't normally talk about hockey because up until like a week and a half ago, I didn't know the Predators were a team.
They're a team.
I didn't know the Predators. Put it on the poll. Did you know the Predators were a team?
And I mean,
wait, before we get into anything else,
you knew that they were a team.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know they were a team. Wait, I'm dead serious.
I mean, to the listeners though, don't just tell me you've heard of that name. Did you even know which city they were?
I still don't know what city they are.
They have a city? All right, so all polls this week before we go on, brought to you by New Hope Pharmaceuticals. Go to newhopecbd.com for creams to help you with recovery, anti-inflammatory, and arthritis relief. Get anything on the site, and at checkout, enter code MAKEIT, that's MAKEIT, for free shipping. So drop that code, guys.
All right, back to what I was saying. Put it on the poll. Do you know the Predators mascot?
Jerry Sandusky?
Dog.
I had to do it, man.
I also left him open for like a perfect joke because you could do like the Penguins have Crosby and you could say the Predators have Cosby and it would have been so good.
You set me up for that. There's no way. You set me up to one-up me.
That Sandusky joke is classic.
What city are the Predators? Okay. Moving on.
In NBA Finals news, Russell Westbrook made it clear to everyone that he was not watching the finals. He posted a picture of himself watching the movie with Whoopi Goldberg and Lauryn Hill, and it is called Sister Act, and I'm not going to put too much thought into he was watching Sister Act instead of Kevin Durant play basketball.
I kind of put more thought into Lauryn Hill was in that movie.
Lauryn Hill was in that movie.
I didn't know Lauryn Hill.
I didn't know Lauryn Hill was in that movie.
That you could have gave me a multiple choice which actor was not in or which celebrity was not in this movie.
I would have guessed Tupac. I would have guessed Tupac before Lauryn Hill, and I'm pretty sure he was dead.
Do people even know who Lauryn Hill is anymore? That's so sad to say.
I don't think
she's
people.
a legend, but I don't think
it's not something. Yeah.
Really
make music again, Lauren.
I wish her heart still was in rhyming.
Oh man, Kanye said it best.
Was that right?
Yeah,
All right, we're gonna talk about my favorite quote that was said in all of possibly history. But first, Jamaal. Does Zaza Pachulia look like the dad that throws his daughter a Sweet 16 and embarrasses her by messing up every word to Drake's One Dance?
He does look like that guy. And on top of that, he wouldn't just be that guy, he'd be drunk there. He'd be drunk.
100%.
And that's why he wouldn't know. He'd be off rhythm with his moves. He definitely this guy, Zaza. Yeah.
All right, coming up is the best math problem in the history of math problems.
Trust me, we have 450 players in this league, minus 15 from this team. The rest of the 220 25 players want to be part of.
What was that?
I hope so.
What was that?
Timeout.
I think he said 450. It was kind of muffled. I can't understand. He sounds like...
Let's run that back here.
He sounds like he's from Sesame Street, but he doesn't do math like he's from Sesame Street.
Where's Zaza from? Put that in the poll. Put that in the poll. Where is Zaza Pachulia from?
225 players want to be part of. I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope you get a math tutor. Heck. Jesus, Zaza. Well, he tried his best. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He's having a good series. At
Hey,
least.
look, man. He could do something better than math. He can
Like
Injure Kawhi Leonard.
We were so ready for
right.
that.
My second favorite audio had to be Rihanna walks in front of Jeff Van Gundy at the game, and let's just say that the finals are so bad that Jeff Van Gundy stops commentating to say this.
I don't know about this, but Rihanna just walked in front of me. Are you kidding me?
Early on, she
Ridiculous.
Harry, you have to say that. Okay, honestly, if I'm commentating and Rihanna walks in front of me, I'm speechless for a good 30 minutes. So props to Jeff Van Gundy for even saying words.
I feel if Rihanna walked right through here as we were recording this, I would be speechless because we're in my bedroom, and that would be
That's a good place for
what is
Rihanna,
Rihanna doing in my bedroom.
I mean, but what's not pointed out about that is this guy is watching LeBron James just have a huge dunk. The crowd is in awe. There's a sudden pause. They're waiting for his response on what just happened. I don't know what's going on here, but Rihanna just walked in front of me. Are you kidding me?
Expert commentating as always. From
Are we
Van
completely
Gundy.
sure the crowd wasn't cheering for Rihanna too? Could be true then. Let's move on to an interesting stat again about LeBron James. So last week we had another interesting fact where LeBron hasn't won a championship without Alabama also winning a championship in that exact same year. Well, this week we have another little curse. So every time a new Transformer movie comes out, LeBron loses a finals that year.
It's true. In 2007, Transformers came out. It was lost to the Spurs. In 2011, Transformers Dark of the Moon.
What kind of name is Dark of the Moon?
Is that a typo? 2000 here.
I think it was actually called Dark of the Moon.
Transformers.
There's no way it was called.
It wasn't called Dark of. It was Dawn of the Moon, right? It was called Dark of the Moon.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be Donald.
Michael Bay made a typo. It's called Dark of the Moon.
It really is.
What was he going through? When he
Was the sequel supposed to be called White of the Moon? That was just not good enough.
Regardless, in 2011 they lost to the Mavs. In 2014, Age of Extinction, and there was the loss to the Spurs. And in 2017, The Last Night is coming out, and I don't want to jinx it even more, but Alabama lost this year. What?
Yeah, we know LeBron lost already. It's pretty much in the bag.
Jamal's just
Yes, well, I said
speechless.
that I have a Warriors hat on.
I'm speechless. I really had to take a look at these years once again. This is every year that LeBron's lost. At the same token, there's a Transformers movie out. I can only think with him playing one of the best teams ever that this is just not a good look for him now. The rest.
All
of
we
the
can say
series.
about this is obviously LeBron loses a lot of finals. That's just the bottom line of that.
Well, this one still,
And maybe Michael Bay makes too many movies.
I'll go with both. Put it on the poll.
Put it on the poll. Does Michael Bay make too many movies?
All right, so
Durant has more points through 2 games this year than Barnes had through 7 games last year, including game 1, where he had 38 points and 0 rebounds, which makes me think maybe he's better than him at basketball.
that's right. Harrison Barnes was on that team last year. You know, everyone talks about how, okay, the Cavs lost these first 2 games, but that's what happened last year, and we all know the Cavs came back from 3-1 last year, so it's bound to repeat. But, you know, Harry, I keep thinking there's something that's different about this Warriors team this year. I can't put my finger on it.
Shaq and MVP.
JaVale McGee. That's what it is. JaVale McGee's on this team, so I just feel like that's going
The
to make a huge
man, the
difference.
legend. And
Yeah,
he
Kevin Durant is clearly showing why this is a huge different year. He's been playing what I think is the best basketball in the whole series so far.
I think Kevin Durant is really good, but I think, further from that, people that were hyping the Cavs coming into this series were saying that their bench is so much better and their bench is so strong. And in that first game, Darren Williams had 0 points, Kyle Korver had 0 points, I think JR had 4 points, I think Tristan Thompson.
J.R. Smith had 0 points last night.
Yeah, you can't be so hyped that you got Darren Williams at the middle of the season and then have him score 0 points in 20 minutes.
This was You got Richard Jefferson out there. This was the same guy going against Shaq and Kobe in the beginning of his career. And now he's trying to guard Klay Thompson.
And to be fair, he's actually doing not a bad job.
It's not a match, man. Their
Yeah,
bench
but it's just it's sad to see because you hate seeing LeBron have the feeling he's doing it by himself. And to be fair, LeBron had a triple-double by the third quarter, but he was just so clearly tired after that. It was like they wanted to buy an oxygen tank for LeBron. Trade Deron Williams for an oxygen tank. That's what I say, and we're good to go.
Good call.
I mean, it's just sad. If you want to see like people
Did you
like
say
Kyrie,
Deron Williams?
Darren Williams, whatever.
Darren Williams is going bald and still has the cleanest tape in all of the NBA. It's awesome.
That's so true.
It's awesome.
Very clean.
LeBron,
Wait,
take
wait,
notes.
What about my man out in L.A.? CP3. He's got a smoother hairline than CP3.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll give
without
it to
a
Deron.
doubt.
Yeah, Deron.
And his beard is just it's perfect.
Oh, his beard is mean. No, his beard is mean.
That's something Harry would say.
It is. Yeah, Darren Williams, you can't play basketball for anything, but your beard looks great out there.
All right, so moving on. So Steve Kerr, everyone knows, was sidelined for a good couple weeks with his back problems. He just came back to coach this game, got a standing ovation at the Oracle. It was pretty sweet to see.
A lot of people said that basically the Warriors could have won. I think Lebitard said that the Warriors could have won with a lawn gnome as coach. But you can't say it didn't do anything because Curry went out and got a triple-double.
For the first time in his playoff history.
Yeah, for the first time. And he had that whole series, and he was playing, you could say, much easier teams. Like that Jazz team.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't do it against them, and he does it here. And I feel like Steve Kerr really, really had emphasis on that happening.
It's something about having your guy there, and that's just something you will never get back. I mean, imagine if Greg Popovich was sidelined. You can say that Spurs team is very smart, maybe can run by themselves, but it's just not the same. And it really showed, clearly.
I will say that no Spurs team could function without Greg Popovich.
Well, no, yeah, I would say that too.
What's Kawhi Leonard going to get vocal for the first time in his life? No.
Has Kawhi Leonard said 5 words to the media ever?
Yeah, that was definitely great to see Kerr come back last night. I think people always forget that, yeah, Mark Jackson was the one that drafted most of these players, but Kerr really came in and implemented a game plan that's seen his team double their wins from a 50 team to a 73 team win last year. So for him to come back and, like you said, Steph to get his first triple-double, I think that's from him being there and being able to see some things on the court that maybe Mike Brown or another coach wouldn't see.
That's a huge point. All right, so, I mean, the Warriors are playing great basketball. Obviously, KD and Curry have been great the first 2 games. I want to end with this. Having seen what you've seen so far this series, do you change your pick for how long the series will go, who's going to win?
I said...
I still have Warriors in 5, personally.
We both said Warriors in 5 last week. I still have Warriors in 5.
Yeah, it looks pretty convincing. I say Cavs get 1 at home because, I mean, it's the LeBron team. But what do you think, Jamaal?
It's so sad the King might get swept, but
it's really a possibility.
It's actually a real possibility, but I don't see it happening.
And the thing is, it's no knock to LeBron. This team is just that good.
This team is just that good. You gotta hope it goes 6 if you're a fan of basketball. You gotta hope it goes 6. We want to see one.
And if you're a fan of the Cavs, you have to hope that Draymond Green gets suspended.
That might not even matter this year to me.
Well, hold on, look, let's make one point here, all right? The first time these teams face, critical, Kyrie Irving injury in Game 1. The Cavs won that series with Kyrie Irving, no argument, especially with that young Warriors team.
Okay.
Year 2,
I
Draymond.
would say no argument. But
what do you mean, no argument?
It's definitely not an argument. It's an argument if you want to stretch out different things, but Kyrie Irving on that team would have been exactly the difference. You had Dellavedova, who helped LeBron, was the second best player for 2 of their
I feel
wins.
like they could have done it.
You look at the stats, Dellavedova was the second best player, and they still won 2.
Yeah.
You're telling me with Kyrie they don't win 3 games and at least force a 7? I love the Cavs team experience.
You say
they
like
Dellavedova
you're
was
just
the second best player on that finals team.
Put it on the poll. What team is Matthew Dellavedova on right now?
the Bucks?
He's making the Bucks. Playing for the Bucks.
Sure
LeBron is Kyrie Irving is the only reason why Matt Dellavedova still has a job right now.
False.
No, I agree.
I mean, can I not say that?
He gave himself a job because he played lockdown defense.
But he wouldn't be able to get that time if Kyrie was there. He got the time to get the experience and adjust to Steph. When they put him in for Game 2, he didn't know what to do. Game 3 is when he was the hero, and he outplayed Steph in that game.
That was crazy. I still can't believe that. Steph, do better in the finals. I'm glad you're popping up right now.
Credit to Steph, man. This has been a...
Steph is going to find a way to get finals MVP, even with Durant on that team.
I'm not sure. KD's playing great.
KD wants it.
KD wants it.
And you know who doesn't want it? Russ and his wife.
We gotta end with that. We gotta end with that.
Sister Act.
They want to watch Sister Act 2 next week.
Subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on Twitter at @SayJafCast to keep up with the show. Vote on the polls, and don't forget who loves you.
We love you guys. Pretty sure Jamaal does too.
And I love being on this podcast. Everybody, take it easy and enjoy the rest of the finals.
All right.